Thank you very much and welcome. You know, in 1997, I needed a way to increase the flow of patients through my practice, improve the profitability by making the process work a little more efficiently. And at that point, Dr. Ken Young, my partner, and I added the Marco technology to our practice and revolutionized the way that we move patients through our process and increase their satisfaction at the same time. That's ancient history. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring out some current practitioners to talk a little bit about their utilization of the Marco technology. Please welcome Dr. April Jasper from West Palm Beach, Florida. Hey. Now, April, I know that you have just recently moved into a new office. And tell us a little bit about the office that you've developed and moved into.
So you guys can see the picture of the new office, and it is fabulous. Basically, the new office has 3 exam lanes, and we have Marco equipment in every exam room, so it has been amazing.
Now, this is quite a move because I remember your first office was 900 square feet, 1 lane, and 4 frames on display.
Well, actually, way too many frames on display.
Okay. But so did you just put the Marco technology in the new office or did you have it in the old?
We've had the Marco technology for a very long time. We knew that in a small space, we needed to be able to see more patients and be able to produce more revenue. And so we brought it in years ago before it was really the thing to do because of EMR and that thing. So we actually did really well with it then, and that's what made me a believer because I realized that it was important not just for all you guys that have huge practices, but for me too, that had this little practice, 1 exam room, and needed to find a way to see more patients.
So really then going from 1 exam room with the Marco technology to 3, these 3 really serve more as maybe 4.5 to 5.
Absolutely. It's amazing what you can do with technology, but I think what also I realized by having this in my old office is that when you have the ability to see more patients, that's great. But really what matters is that you can wow your patients with technology and that you can have the accuracy and the speed that's provided with the technology. So I couldn't be without it in the new office. I mean, my patients had grown used to it. It was just a way, and it was the way of our practice.
April, thank you so much. Appreciate you being with us.
Thank you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the past AOA president, Dr. Dory Carlson.
Hello.
Welcome.
Nice
Good
to see you. Nice to be here.
Now, Dory, I think you have made a transition as well in your practice, and yours was a little bit more of a leap in technology transition. Tell us a little about that.
That's correct. We have 2 offices. We have 2 exam lanes in one of the offices, 4 in the other office. And last year we decided to take the leap and do the next wow for our office. We had other technology that we had done, but we decided to change from a retinoscope to an autorefractor, which we'd never had before.
And I would imagine there are some efficiencies there, although I'm sure your retinoscopy was just spot on every time. But let me ask you this, as the AOA president, you're away from the office a lot of travel. So did the efficiency you gained as well as the change in technology end up advantaging you in any way?
Absolutely. We put in the whole wavefront technology. We have the lens meter, we have the autorefractor, we have the TRS 5100 system. I can see patients more efficiently. My techs are helping me out more. I really do believe that it's easier for my patients to do the testing. I think there's more wows with it, and our revenue per patient in January in rural North Dakota was $622 per patient.
And it's certainly, come on. Dollars always get applause here. So the other thing that I know is that that's also a great improvement from a learning curve for your staff. The automated equipment that's all integrated certainly improves their ability to learn in shorter periods of time.
Absolutely.
Dory, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, from Bowling Green, Kentucky, John Brewa.
Hey, Walt.
How are you?
Real good, Walt.
Good to have you here. You have just built, I haven't been there. I'm going to try to stop by on the way to Ohio on Tuesday. I haven't seen it, but I've seen pictures of probably one of the most beautiful offices I've ever seen. Tell us a little bit about your move and some of the things you did technologically.
Well, when we decided to build this bigger office, we felt like we're going with a real high-tech look, so we wanted to have very high-tech equipment. Plus, there's a few of us in our practice, not me of course, that are getting older. And we've had a few neck, shoulder injuries that it was very difficult to keep your hands up here all day long. So we decided to go with automated refractors. And then we looked at all the different companies that had these. And when we made our final choice, Marco had everything we were looking for. The service was there, the things that we needed.
John, tell us a little bit about how your staff has worked with the new technology.
Well, the staff thinks it's wonderful because they have to do a lot less stuff now, which all of us know that our staff like to have things a little bit more efficient. It makes things so much faster. The patients don't have to wait as long. And then when you see the patient look at you and they look at this panel that you're working on, they have this unusual look on their face, and I tell them, I said, well, we've gone high tech. And they are very impressed. So.
Do you think it adds a little more wow, a little more value to what you're doing?
It's definitely a wow factor, and one other thing I want to make sure everybody understands is that this is something that younger practitioners you really need to do. I know a lot of you say, well, I can't afford that type of equipment, but you can't afford not to. Just for the physical aspect, because this profession, over the years, you're going to have certain things that are going to bother you, and this is the way to go.
But certainly improved your top line revenue as well.
Absolutely, and if you see the slide up here, in 10 months we have done dramatically better than what we had the previous 10 months.
John, thank you so much for being with us. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to take a look at this technology if you haven't already, because it might be something you'll be interested in not only now but in the future with the new healthcare model we'll be working in. But right now, the Marco behind Marco Technologies. Ladies and gentlemen, David Marco. How are you?
Good. Good to see you. Thank you, Walt. Walt, you were one of the first in this country to see the value and the power in this technology. And if you believe these line photographs, you can see we go way back with Walt. Like April, Walt, you adopted the whole refractulata, as we say, electing to delegate the data gathering portion of the refraction outside of the exam lane. But 16 years ago, Walt, you saw that it was clearly your time to make this transition. That same unit, by the way, is still performing in that office today. And it was clearly time for Dory, for April, and for John, and almost 6,000 others just in America. 6,000. And they all have their reasons. But at some point, it was their time to upgrade their practice. Now, we hear thousands of stories every year. Some want to see more patients, but see more patients in existing space. Some want to delegate the data gathering portion of the refraction. Others want to continue their own refraction in their lane, more comfortably though, and in much less time. And that's fine. Many love the greater accuracy. Others, the updated technological appeal or the enhanced patient experience. Or like Walt, some want to see the same weekly patient loads in 3 days and still have 2 days left to lecture, or maybe just improve their golf game. Or some want to spend more quality time actually discussing face-to-face lifestyle vision with each patient. That results in a 15 to 30% increase in optical with the same patient flow. Okay, look, there are many more reasons, but nothing is more emotional or more compelling than when the spouses tell me, you put the enjoyment, the excitement back into her practice. Or you made it a pleasure once again to drive to work with him. Now, hearing this, we know as a company, we are on track to help bring this industry into this century. The spouses and the patients appreciate it. Is it your time? Thank you. All right, $15,000 a minute, so let me finish here. The best testimony of all is in the numbers. Of the nearly 6,000 units installed, I cannot remember ever getting even one unit back. Vision Source, thank you, we love you, and now we want to entertain you with the passion that we feel.
Yes, yes. Incredible.